Can this topic be arguable? Yeah, anything's arguable though. But I would say this: it's you don't need to be a perfectionist in trading because there is no perfect setup. So if you're a perfectionist, you're never going to find the setup you want. The argument that I would have is this: again, my best friend is the one that introduced me into Forex. He's the one that got me out of the stock market, got me into Forex because we had dreams of making a lot of money really, really quick, like most other traders. Phenomenal trader. He was a systems developer. He made plenty of great systems. He had a system that had a 50% hit rate that was very profitable. Never traded it because the win rate wasn't high enough. He created a system that had a 60% win rate. Never traded it because the win rate wasn't high enough. He had a system that was a 70% winning system. Can you guess what he did? Or guess what he didn't do? Never traded it because it wasn't high enough. He was always hunting for the perfect system, right? He's like, Akil, I won 70 out of 100 trades. And instead of looking at that number and saying, man, that's awesome, 70 winners out of 100 trades, 70%, right? He would always look at the 30. He would say, man, how can I capture wins on those other 30s? And his mind was set on that. And because of that, he left a lot of money on the table making fabulous systems, but he never traded it because he was hunting for that perfect setup. He was hunting for that system that would be 100% accurate or close to. I would call that being someone that was a perfectionist. And because you're never going to be perfect in the market, you're chasing a ghost. And when chasing that ghost, you're either going to be like my friend who just never trades, and you're sitting doing testing, you're doing all the fun stuff, you got all this cool stuff in your arsenal, but you never actually use it. Either you're chasing a ghost that way, or I lost my train of thought here. I'm sorry about that. I just had a brain fart because I'm looking at this candle and I'm getting ready to enter this thing. But all right, yeah, brain fart. Sorry, I can't do two things at once. I realized it was 8:59. I'm like, Kill, do not get on a rant right before you're about to buy this candle. All right, long pound yen. Gosh, all right, I forgot. Enter one of those TV shows where you right. The point is, there's no perfect entry in the market. The markets are never going to be perfect. There's nothing that's ever going to win 100% of the time. We'll put this here for now. I'll adjust this later. You're never going to win 100% of the time. And you're chasing a ghost. So I'm sorry that ended. It was a good rant to start. It ended pretty bad because of actual trading that took over. But that's your answer. So that's why I don't believe I don't think it's a good thing to be a perfectionist. Perfectionists typically don't know how to lose either. That's one of the issues. That's just with very, very, very intelligent people that have been right their entire lives. They're not really good at handling losses. Me, I've been wrong a lot in life, so I'm pretty good at handling losses. Very, very smart people have the kind of an ego, which is not a bad thing. They've used to being right the entire time. But it makes it very difficult for them to handle losses. I'm sorry, I gotta get this on my own, my personal account as well here. So we'll see. Big stop on this, but big targets as well. So we'll see if we can hit this up like this level. All right. So sorry about that, but yeah. So it's arguable, but I don't think it's necessarily a positive to be a perfectionist. I think you have to be good enough. Even though you messed up, I'm actually on your side now. I thought being perfect was the way. Yep, I'm glad I won you over. Just remember, there's no such thing as perfect in the market. You'll never be perfect. So if you just immediately crush your dreams right there from the beginning, right? Then you don't have that expectation. Just be good enough. Goes back to the conversation we had earlier on risk reward, right? Again, I think a lot of traders like me, a lot of traders hate me as well, but a lot of traders like me because what's my historical win percentage? 55%. Very, very far from perfect. Peter Brandt, one of the best traders ever. His historical win percentage, 40%. It's not as much about finding wins as the type of setup, managing risk reward. Let's just put it simple, managing risk reward. I came from a coach, Chris says, I came from a coach who previously trained students to be a perfectionist. Yep. Didn't work out, did it? And again, and I want to say this, guys, I'm not discouraging you from being the best trader you can. I believe in the Kaizen philosophy, it means continuous improvement in Japanese, right? Where you should always try to get a little bit better. But I think perfect is one of those things. And is anybody a math person in here? You guys are going to know the thing for this. You know how it's like if you always increase by a half, right? You'll get better, but you'll never get to the full number. I don't know what that's called. You know what I'm talking about? If you always increase your efficiency by a half, right? You'll keep getting better, but because a half gets smaller and smaller as you get closer to 100, you'll never actually get there. There's a fancy word for that. If you're a math person, let me know what it is. But it's one of those things where I don't believe there's anything perfect. It will never be perfect. But a goal should be to get as close as possible, to keep working towards it. Just because it's not achievable doesn't mean we can't work towards it. And we can win on the way there. Where you can retire as a trader and it's like, man, I never ended up perfect, but I made a lot of money trying to get there. And that's a win for me. Is that the law of infinite numbers? Ah, man, I would have sounded so smart. All right, we're gonna rewind the tape. It's like the law of infinite numbers, guys. I'm gonna Google search it during the break and come back and redo it. Sounds smart. All right, I think we're due for a break here. Let me just make sure I didn't miss any questions here. I am long pound yen if you guys didn't see it. Glad I won you over, Chris. All right, traders. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, please show us by hitting that like button and subscribing by clicking the button right below. If you're looking for more educational content, feel free to head over to our tradeempowered.com website or also take a look and you'll see more videos available for you. Have a good one.